Jai Shri Mataji. Please bow down to the Shri Mataji. Raise your Kundalini and chant Serenity. Jai Shri Mataji. You are Sakshat Sri Adi Shakti. Correct. Please grant us permission to do the meditation at your lotus feet. And please bless us thoughtless state. Now please keep our right hand towards Mother Earth. Sri Mahakali Sakshat. Om Tameva Sat Sri Mahakali Sakshat Sri Adi Shakti Mataji Sri Nirmala Deve Namo Namaha. Sri Hanumanji Sakshat. ओम स्वमेव साक्षात् श्री हनुमानजी साक्षात् श्री आदि शक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देवे नमो नमः. Keep our both the hands on our lap. Our complete attention is on central Muladhara Chakra. Param Pujya Shri Mataji, you are Sakshat Shri Nirmal Ganesha. Mother, please grant us the permission to do the meditation at your lotus feet, and please remove all the badhas, all the negativities from my Muladhara Chakra. And please make me innocent like Sri Ganesha. Mother, please make me innocent like Sri Ganesha. Sri Ganesha Sakshat, Sri Kartikeya Sakshat. Om Tameva Sakshat, Sri Ganesha Sakshat, Sri Kartikeya Sakshat, Sri Adi Shakti Mataji Sri Nirmala Deve Namo Namaha. Now please keep our right hand on left side of our stomach below the abdomen. Param Pujya Shri Mataji, please give me pure knowledge about myself. Mother, please give me pure knowledge about myself. Now please keep our right hand on left side of our heart. Param Pujya Shri Mataji, I am only pure spirit. Mother, I am not this body, I am not this mind, I am not this ego. I am only pure spirit. Mother, please come into my heart. Now please keep our right hand on left side of our neck. Param Pujya Shri Mataji, I am not guilty. Mother, I am not guilty. I am not guilty. Now please keep our right hand on our forehead. Param Pujya Shri Mataji, I have forgiven everyone, including myself. I have forgiven everyone. Repent from from. Now please keep our right hand on our forehead and slowly rotate our right palm clockwise 7 times on our forehead. Param Pujya Mataji, Shri Sahasrara Swami, Shri Adi Shakti. Mother, please awaken my Kundalini. Mother, please bless us. Now please keep our both the hands on our lap. Our complete attention is on center of both the palms and Sahasrara.
मेरी शहनाई माँ को पुकार रही है। देखिए किस तरीके से बाह में माँ की आवाज आ रही है, बार बार कह रही है माँ माँ माँ।
You see, the trouble is the mind, once you start moving on the artificial lines, you just go on building up yarns. You see, you don't know what to do. Now you have got dress, now we must have something different, must wear something different. So they start building up something unique. Then they will have some unique dress. Then this one, first they had tail coats. Now they don't have tail coats, so they must have another style. Then another, the fashion, this, that, goes on and on and on and on. And I don't know where will it end. I mean, there's no end to it. So in hairstyle, say for in every style, they have a typical idea. Now, for example, nowadays the hairstyle they have now in the West would have been regarded as rustic in the olden days. Absolutely rustic, you see. Formerly, they used to put oil and put the hair absolutely straight like that. The Napoleonic time, then they had hair like Napoleon. Then they, it went on and on and on. So the attention was all as to how you appear before. Appearance was important. But while coming here, you see, people are not bothered so much about the appearances, you'll see. Though they look nice. Because the appearance conscious people can have horrid appearances, you see, because they're so much worried about it. Now see the women in the West, because they're so much worried about their appearances, their skins become haggard, they put on all kinds of things, about 5 inches of paint, this, that. By the time they go home, they have no time, so they try to clear it out. So this is what one has to here see, the deeper side of it, not the outer side. See the leaves as they are. They are not dressed up anyway, but look so beautiful. They turn their face only to the sun, and they know that getting the light is the only way to look nice. And that's what we have to learn from nature, that nature itself cleanses itself. Now you have traveled so much now. Wherever it is just nature. There is no dirt, no filth, nothing. It's only the human beings when they live there they create problems for the nature. So one has to be little bit uh, away from these horrible norms. Of course, I don't say that you should look horrid people just coming out of jungles. So another extreme can be there. We have to be in the center so that we don't go to the extremes. We should look like normal people to the people. The way we dress up, the normal way we have to be normal. And the pressures of this appearance business is so much that people are just drawn into that unhappy situation all the time. And if you tell them that you are looking horrid today, that person will collapse that moment. That's the worst thing you can say to them. Despite that, you see, people age very fast because of the worry that they have about the superficial. In this country, first thing you have to learn is not to be too superficial. One point. As I have told the Indians to learn a lot of things from you, I have to tell you to understand that superficiality, like saying sorry. Now, sorry just is a lip service, just a lip service. Doesn't go from the heart. You see, isn't it? We say thank you. Thank you is just a lip service, mostly. So now, how to overcome the superficiality? The point comes in. It only can work out in a very simple way when we do everything from the heart, from the spirit. So whatever we are doing, we do it from the heart. Say, supposing we have to meet someone. Say, I have to go and see someone who is now this time a minister, who was like my brother. Now he's an ex-minister. So what do I think about him? I think how he was nice to me when we were young. I was a leader and he was one of my followers that time. And then I will think about what should I take for him. That's the day of Sankranti. So I take things that are of Sankranti. Simple thing. Something nice for his wife. Could be like bangles that she would like. Nothing elaborate to show that I'm wealthier than you, I'm richer than you, I can afford to do this. Not. Simple thing. Expression of your heart. Thought out things. What should we do? So you go to see them and give them something that is thought out. Now the normal behavior is there is to go to Harrods, get some chocolates, and go to a dinner party. As soon as you go there, say, hello, come in, welcome, you give them the chocolates. All right, finish. It's done. The job is done. Now, you earn the chocolate, then sit down. Then they come and ask you, what will you have? And you ask them. Then you say, don't drink all this. And they say, then what will you have? You see, on and on and on. But what I'm saying, the whole process is a norm that is made that we should go there, get some chocolates, go to the party, finished. No thought has been given. When you have heart in it, you give it a thought. We had Sahajayogis before who would come to see me. On the way, they'll find any flower, they'll pick it up, bring it to me, and go. It's all right. Now here there are no flowers, nothing. On the road, they would find some flowers, just bring it. Then they were told by some Indian people there, it's not the way. If you are coming to see the mother, go to the market, get proper flowers, give it to her. It's not the way that you meet anyone, you take it. But here, supposing you are moving about, you find flowers, all right, you can bring it up too. But where there is a thought about it, then what you do is to go around to see a flower for me. There's a thought. The thought creates the feeling that I have to give a flower to mother. Now, where will I find the best flower? If that thought prevails, now this is ours is not a thought provoking process. You see, ours is not. But the thought which comes from the heart, I start thinking, what should I give to mother when I'm going to see her? Anything that I find on the road, should I take it for her? Any junk I get it, some flowers I get it, some dried flowers, should I? No. Have you given a thought to any? This is what is necessary for us to know, because in this country it is built in our tradition. We don't have to think. It's built in our tradition. Like in England, they have marriages, I've seen. I don't know, maybe in every country. The boys and girls send a list of things that they would like to have. And the people select it. There's a shop where you go and buy them and finish it. This is nonsense. So I say, why do they do it? He says, practical. I said, it's practical, it's very dry. But why do you do it like this? So they said, because you see, these are the things you need and that's provided for, and you all make the list and it's come true and all. But there's no thought behind it. There's no choice. No? And that you are asking for it is something so absurd in the very. Also, that part. I mean, think from an Indian mind, it's absurd. And I had once a list like that, and I told him, what's this nonsense? He said, buy one out of this and one out of your heart. We won't be satisfied unless we give something of our own. And we have a Parsi community here that is very much westernized. They too have something like this, that if you go to the dinner, you see, they invited me for a wedding party. So we asked people normally, how do you do it? In some places, they give money also. So I said, do they take money in Parsis? No, no, no. So I said, what do they do? It's very simple. You find out who is the caterer. I said, what does that mean? You see, every caterer has a fixed price. Say he's XYZ caterer. Then he has a fixed price of, say, 22 rupees. All right. So you go, both of you are going 44 rupees, plus you give 3 rupees more. Or 2 rupees if you want to, or if you give 44 rupees sufficient. It's a contributory dinner. And there you go, they said all the boy side people sit that side and girl side people sit this. Whatever you have paid for, you get the money goes to the contractor. I don't know what they must be doing if somebody doesn't pay. Do they write to them that you better send money? It is an absurd situation. Why? You think about it. And it's very sweet. What will I give? Like the Shabari, you see, she thought, what should I give to my Ram when he comes? She must have thought, should I give him some flowers? No, flowers, nothing. After all, flowers are nothing. That won't fill his stomach. Like a very innocent personality. She thought I'll give him the babe. But then she must have thought, they may be sour, then what to do? She said, should I test them and see? I'll just put one tooth in it, that's all. And I will know the taste, whether they are sour or not. Whichever are sour, I'll throw away, the rest I'll give. And innocently she went and told, see, and in India, you know how particular they are about this. There's no word for this jhutan, means the one that you have eaten something or touched something with your lip is finished in India. If you even have a spoon, I mean, like here, people will take the spoon in their mouth and put in somebody else's mouth or use the same. That's not done in India. It's called as jhutan. This is the concept, which is that once you have used your hands for eating or spoon for eating, if it has touched your lips, it's jhutan. Jhutan means it's called also ushta in Marathi. And in Sanskrit language, I don't know what uchisht. So whatever is like that is not eaten. So, but she did it because she gave it a thought and a sweet thought, and Sri Rama enjoyed it. So, to get over the artificiality, we must give it a thought from the heart. From the heart, like I thought, what they must be doing. Just I thought of it, and I knew that you were meditating. I said, I better go now. See? Just a thought in the heart that makes you so endearing. See, everyone knows that Mother knows about us everything because you are in my thought. That's what should be the case with Sahajogis. That whenever they want to do it for anyone, anything, any expression, it should not be artificial. Like shaking hands. Of course, some Indians, when they shake your hand, they take out at least 1.5 kilos of meat. It doesn't matter. They do it with the heart. They shake your hand and you'll feel, oh, Baba, what is shaking? But I've seen people shaking my hands in IMCO, in IMO. And it's horrid, I tell you. They pass such bad vibrations that you just don't want to do it because just a matter of their uh, habit, or that some of them press your hand very hard, some pull that out. They don't think what's going to happen to this person. But the person here, if he shakes your hand and he just makes you quite, shaky, it is just his love. You see, the difference is the gesture is the same. One is done outside like a lip service, another is done from the heart. So if you can discriminate between these two things, then you will really have the joy. Otherwise, you cannot. So we come to the point of joy. To enjoy something, just don't do it in a way that is superficial. Then there is another thing which is one should not confuse is emotional. Emotional is not also on the supposing somebody a person now goes on singing ha ha hoo, like madcap. See, that's not the way. Emotional also I do not mean. What I am meaning in the center where there is a kind of a gesture which is balanced between emotions and understanding. That is really coming from the heart. For example, the other day I went for a program, you know that you were all there, and then I went away to that place where you were. I was with you for some time, then you all went away. I stayed on. And a lady came and just put both her hands around my neck, you see, and she just hugged me. And everybody was angry there. What do you mean by doing that? That is not to be done. While others have greater respect, get greater love for me, but they won't do that. So it is not emotional exuberance of things the way people do sometimes, like a Sarah nahi, you go on playing. That's not needed. What is needed is not romanticism. Again, if to make it very clear, it's not romanticism expression. It's not romanticism. That's another kind of a emotional artificiality. And next day after that romance, one goes for the divorce. It's so artificial. You see, like many men who are supposed to be ladies' men and many women who are supposed to be gentlemen's ladies, they are very good at it. But it is very, very artificial. It's very cheap and it's useless. Never join. And even if you are emotionally too much involved into something, then you cannot get joy also because then it becomes like this that you become possessive of the person. That my mother, you must come to my room. Mother, I must sit next to you. If somebody is sitting 2 feet away, then he is feeling jealous of the person who is sitting 1 foot away from. So this, what I'm trying to say, even the emotional exuberance is not reality. Reality is where you really enjoy the relationship. So one side is absolute brass, what you call the rationality, artificiality. The another side is this emotional blackmail, I call it. So both the things must be done with that dignity, with that depth. And that depth, if you have, then you do things which do not look cheapish or frivolous, but look very deep and have an effect which is very deep and last long. Now we have to know that we are in a very challenged position by the whole world today. That is, the whole world is in a chaos today. And we are the few who are finding out the solution. We are the captain of the ship which is going to save the world. Let's see that. We are the crew on the ship which has to save the whole world. So we have to train up ourselves like that. We have to behave in that manner. We have to have that discipline within. Otherwise, what's the use of having some people who are just like stray dogs, sometimes barking and sometimes asking for food? We have to have really people of valor, of beauty, of understanding, of very great heights. Because Sahajayoga doesn't need such people who will drag it down. It needs people of dignity, people of love, people of compassion. Like Christ, who was embodiment of compassion, but have you seen him hugging round to anyone? Never. There's no picture like that. I haven't seen one. At least they have done all kinds of nonsense with him, but never I've seen him hugging someone all the time. All right, when you meet, all right, men can hug men, women can hug women, express yourself. But all the time tugging on to one woman or tugging on to one man is absurd for certain. Maybe your wife, maybe your husband doesn't look nice. It's not a very dignified picture. So the Sahajogis, if they have to worry about appearance, they must know from their heart that they have to be Sahajogis. Sahajogis in every expression. Like between the two Sahajogis, there should be always tremendous respect. Not only respect, but tremendous respect. Then whether he's an Indian or an Englishman or a French, you can have a nice fun, little jokes here and there. But as far as the personality is concerned, you must respect. Ask others to sit down. You have the chair. You stop. But not that you go to the first seat and go and occupy one, first of all. You do. That is one thing you have to learn from English. They have this capacity that the way they do it, you see. And they don't think that they are rich or poor or anything. Now, I've told today, I showed Regal that Rajesh has got 8 or 9 factories. The one I showed him a huge big thing like that is the owner's son, and the eldest son. But the way he was serving you food, you say, enjoying it thoroughly, and nobody can believe that he's like anybody. See, whether he's rich or poor or anything, there's a report because all this has to be lost.
Now please open your eyes, bow down to the Shri Mataji, and take the Bandhan. Jai Shri Mataji.